Farmer John, known far and wide for the quality of the milk produced on his farm, is hosting a milk tasting party for N of his best friends, where N is 1 through 50. Unfortunately, of the M types of milk featured at the party, which is 1 through 50, exactly one of them has gone bad, but Farmer John does not know which one. Anyone who drinks the bad milk will later become sick, either during the remainder of the party or afterward. You are given a transcript of the party, who drinks what when, and also who gets sick when. Based on this information, you can deduce which of the milks could possibly be the bad one. Using this knowledge, help Farmer John determine the minimum number of doses of medicine he will need to obtain in order to guarantee that he can cure all of the individuals who become sick either during or after the party. The first line of the input contains integers N, M, D, and S. The next D lines, 1 through 1,000, each contain 3 integers, P, M, T, indicating that person P drank milk T at time T. The value of P is in the range of 1 through N, M is in the range of 1 through M, and T is in the range of 1 through 100. A person may drink the same milk several times and may also drink several types of milk at the same point in time. The next S lines, 1 through N, each contain 2 integers, P and T, indicating that person P gets sick at time T. The value of P is in the range 1 through N, and T is in the range 1 through 100. Each person gets sick at most once, and they only get sick because they drank the bad milk at some strictly earlier point in time. A single integer specifying the minimum number of doses of medicine Farmer John needs to obtain so that he can guarantee that he will have sufficiently many doses to treat all the people who become sick both during and after the party. So for this sample input, first 4 numbers describe, the first number is N, and N describes the number of people that Farmer John invited. M represents, so this, and the letter M represents the types of milk, and the next number D represents the number of events that occur. And the number 2 represents the number of people that got sick. So in order for us to solve this problem, we first have to think about how these events occurred in order. And in order for us to do that, we will have to, and these 3 numbers are in the form of the person, the type of milk, and the time at which it happened. So in order for us to do that, we have to create a class of triplets, an array of triplets, in order for us to store this information and then sort the array such that it will list the triplets in order of the time that they occurred. So if we put these in order, including the sick ones, then we have person 1 drinking milk type 1 at time 1. And then the person also drinks milk type 4 at time 1. And then after, at time 2, we have person 1 drinking type 2. And we also put this one here. And person 1 also gets sick at time 3. And yeah, so if we order everything in the time that they occur, then we eventually get something like this. And the way in which we will try to code our solution is as we go through the array of triplets, we have to think about, so since person 1 got sick at time 3, this means that the potential milks that are contaminated include it includes type 1, 4, and 2, because before that, before the person 1 got sick, those are the types of milks that person 1 drank. So we have 1, 2, and 4. And another person that gets sick here, wait, oh, 선생님, 데이터가 잘못 copy and paste 됐어요. 네, 다시 할게요. 그래요? 그럼 그래야 돼요? 왜냐면 제가 쓸 때는 안 보여주게 하는 것 같아요. 제가 그 마우스 갖고 올 거예요. 좋아하기가 좀 음, 어, create an array of triplets containing these informations. The first column represents the person number that is drinking the milk. M represents the type number of milk that the person is drinking, and T represents the time at which the whole event occurs. So after putting these triplets into an array, we can sort them by their time. And if their times are the same, then we can also sort them by milk or person, which doesn't really matter. So after sorting these events, we see that person 1 and person 2 get sick at times 3 and 8 respectively. So what this information tells us is that the potential types of milk that are contaminated, according to this, is milk number 1, 2, and 4. Because before person 1 got sick at time 3, those 3 milks are what person 1 drank. So they are all possible contaminated milks. And according to this last event where person 2 got sick, this is also a potential tells us a potential contaminated milk for 1 and 2, because before person 2 got sick at time 8, they drank milks 1 and 2. So after going through that, since we know that contaminated milks, milk number 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2 are both possible suspects because they overlap for both the sick people. So we know that milk 1 and 2 are possible contaminated milks, but 4 is not, because person 2 did not drink milk 4. So now, since we found the potential milk types, we have to go through the events again and look for places where so now we have to look for people who got sick after the party, or people who just got sick overall. So whoever drank milk 1 is a possible sick person. So we have to go through the events and we see that person 1, 2, and 3 all drank milk number 1. And for milk number 2, person number 1 and 2 drank milk type 2. So all of these people are possible sick people. And since we're looking for just the overall number of people, um, okay, so since we're looking for the maximum number of medicine that we need in order to uh, give all the people that are likely sick, we just have to find the maximum out of these numbers. And that's going to be 3 because milk 1 has 3 possible sick people. So we need to bring 3 doses of milk for those possibly sick people. And in order to start coding for this, in order to code this, we're going to start by listing some of the variables that we will need. And first we have NMDS. And we also need to find the maximum number of medicine doses that we need to bring just in case. So answer. We also need a two-dimensional array of Booleans so that we can store all of the events that happened. And another one also for in order to store the list of possibly bad milks. And we're also going to create an array of triplets or triple. So first, we're going to create a uh, triple class in order to uh, make the list of events or the array of events. 선생님, 여기 다음에 뭐 넣어야 돼요? 네. And then after we have P, M, and T, integers P, M, and T. And here we created the toString, and then now I will create the compare to. And this is going to let us compare the events according to time and sort them in order. And whenever the times are equal, you can compare the types of milk in order to sort them out. But otherwise, you can make it so that you compare the times. And now I'm going to initialize everything. So from the sample input, since we have NMDS at first, we will do And after, we're going to use a for loop to bring in or initialize the rest of these. But before we do that, we're going to have to initialize our array of triples. And we're going to do that by making the length of it t plus s, because the number of events that happen is d, and the number of sick events is s. So by adding them, we get the number of total events. And then from there, I'm going to create a for loop. And in this for loop, I'm going to create a new triple for each element in the array. And for each one, subtract one, except for the time. And do the same, except now with the sick events. So start from D and then end with S. Except for this one, you're also going to create a triple, but we don't have the type of milk that they drank. So instead of the type of milk that they drank, we're just going to put in -1, which is going to represent the fact that the person got sick. Then after that, we have to remember to sort the arrays so that after initializing it, we actually order these events in the order of the time that they occurred. And after, we're going to create an array for the list of potential bad milks. And we're going to make them length m, because that's the total number of milk that we have. And in this Boolean array, we're going to label true for the ones that are possibly contaminated. And we're also going to initialize the events Boolean array, the 2D Boolean array. And for this one is going to record the types of milk that each person drank. So the dimensions for this event is going to be n, which represents the total number of people, and m, which is the total number of milks that can be contaminated. And after that, and this is it for initializing. So in order to solve them, we're going to loop through uh, the array of triples here so that we can actually find out so here we can actually try to find the potential types of milk that were contaminated. So we're gonna oh, and while we're looping through the events, if we see that the type of milk is -1, which if you remember means that the person got sick, then we're going to loop through the types of we're going to loop through the milks that they drank. And we're going to determine if the the milk type is bad based on so if the milk is oh wait, oops. 선생님 array 안에 다 true하게 만드는 거 어떻게 해요? So now we're going to loop through all the milks, and if both the so if if the milk in bad milk returns true, and the person if the person that drank it, or if the milk that the person drank also returns true, um, it's going to make bad milk true, because if the person didn't drink it, then there's no way that they would have been contaminated. So bad milk, and then after, we're going to keep going, looping through the list of events, and we're going to set we're going to set it true if the person is not sick, because it means they drank um, the it means they drank the contaminated milk, or not the contaminated milk, but the milk that's in the event. Or wait. And then after we loop through all of the events in the array of triples, we have to loop through the milks again. In order to find out so now we're doing the second part, where now that we know the potential milk, contaminated milks, we're going through the list of events again, and seeing which people were affected for which milk type. And so in order to do that, we're going to loop through the milk, and if it says that bad milk is true, then we're going to loop through the number of people, and if it turns out that they also drink the milk, then we're going to increase the number of doses that Farmer John has to bring to the people. So if data ji is true, then we're going to increase by 1. And then we're going to uh, initialize answer to 0, and then we're going to set the answer equal to whatever maximum and number of doses that we just found. And this is the part where we are this is the part where we're looking here and we see that for milk 1 there's 3 and for milk 2 there's 2, and we're taking the maximum, and that's what we're doing in this line. And if we run the code, 여기요. 네. 어디에 문제 있다는 거예요? trim이요? 아, 네. 이거, 네. 네? Thank you for watching.